can't quite get this shot framed right, and you can probably hear my washer running, but I need to film this or I'm not going to film it, so here we go. This is the journal I'm going to be using for the start of 2024. I don't know yet how many months it's going to last me. This is going to be an experiment. This is a B5 from Archer and Olive. It was from the Halloween release, I think. I got the one with the potion bottle with the vines on it. I think it's just so cute. I really like this notebook. It just feels good in my hands. It kind of makes me feel like a wizard. The iridescent edges. I think that's what he called that, iridescent. All of last year I used A5 journals and I kind of just felt like I needed more space, so I'm giving the B5 a try. So far I'm liking it. So I've got the nameplate here, and I used this blue floral PET tape from the washi tape shop for my start of journal. And I think this is from the washi tape shop too, these two it's kind of subtle scripty tapes. My sister got it, so I'm gonna have to ask her, but I'll have links in the description. So I'd like to start off the year with a quote, and this year's quote is, "Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are," from Marilyn Monroe. I felt like that just really encompasses how I want my 2024 to go. Like, I can improve me without changing who I am, kind of thing. And then my word of the year, I'm going to add like the definitions and stuff of peace on here. I just haven't did it yet. But I usually like to do like a collage of things that correlate to my word. Haven't done that yet either. But this year's word is peace. And I just want to feel more peaceful, have financial peace, feel comfortable in my home, feel just very settled in myself as a person. So we'll see how that goes. And then I've got my year to glance here. I ended up using a stamp instead of printing out little calendars this year, and I'm trying something different with the future logs. I just got the year in calendar form and then a list. Don't know how it's going to go yet. My previous future logs, I had like the calendar and then a space to write for each month, and a bunch of the months just ended up going unused, so I think this way it'll probably just be a better use of the space. So I've got my bill tracker here. I didn't have one of these last year. I've got space for the account, and then I can write the amount and checking off that it was paid every month, and I just decided to do this through June. All might change, plus I don't know how long this journal is going to last. Just being more mindful of my finances this year. I put in a page for a wish list for this year. Went largely unused in both of my journals last year, but I'm trying to be just a little more mindful about what I'm buying, what I'm spending on. So if I write something on the wish list, I think I'm going to try to let it sit on the wish list for a while before I go buy it or tell it to family or whatever for when my birthday's coming up and stuff like that. So I don't know what length of time that might be, maybe a couple of months, but we'll see. And then just a package tracker. Well, the first time I set one of these up, I realized as I was using it, I had spaces I didn't need and spaces that I did need. Like the first time I forgot to put a place to mark when the package had actually arrived, so I have that now. Kind of hoping I won't fill up this entire thing over the life of this journal, because that's kind of a lot of packages. This one, my sister and I are working on kind of pooling our grocery shopping, working together on meal prep kind of things. So we're trying to work out like some consistent grocery lists and meal ideas, because if somebody asks me what I want, it's like, well, what do you mean? I can't think of my favorite meal. I've never eaten in my life. So having a list of that stuff I think is going to help going forward. I like having a page to just jot down theme ideas that I think of for my journal. This really helped particularly when I was using the black paper journal, because, you know, there's certain ideas that, you know what, that would look really cool on black paper. And now that I'm using white paper again, I think my options are just a little bit more open. So again, you know, a place to write the ideas down that I come up with, and then a place to look every month when I go, well, I have no idea what theme I want to do. Well, here's some ideas. And then I've got my projects page. I've been noting things down like I have yarn that I want to turn into a blanket for my living room and things like that. Things that I want to do but can't do right now, or kind of a future me problems / stuff to do kind of thing. And I decided to do a whole spread for my goals, and it feels like so much space. I haven't actually used the journal yet, but I'm really liking how much space that the B5 has. So hopefully it'll go well. But for my goals, I've been watching videos from Jashi Curran here on YouTube. She just had a stream setting up her goal journal and setting some goals, things like that. I realized that my personal goal setting process is just, oh, I want to do this thing, and then I write it down, but I don't make a plan. So I'm trying to leave myself space to actually make a plan for my goals for 2024. I achieved most of my goals for 2023, but the plans were kind of in my head, and I found that to be overwhelming, so I think getting it out on paper is going to help me a lot. I also have a whole spread for YouTube. I don't know exactly what I'm going to put on this page. I don't know if it's going to be like content planning or just making notes about the videos I do want to do. I do have 2 channels, so I might use one page for one and one page for another. We'll see. I do have a giant list of videos I want to make for this channel, and it's in like a random notebook that I had with me at work, and that is not a good place for it, so that information might get transferred in here. I also have an entire spread for writing. Don't know exactly what I'm going to use it for, like, you know, planning my writing or just making notes as I go through my writing process. I did get published for the first time this year. I'll have a link to that in the description if y'all want to check it out. But I did also start my Instagram for my pen name for working on my book. And as of today, December 20th, I have the outline for the entirety of the first book in my series that I have been working on for 11 years. And I am so close to finishing this draft I can taste it. So setting this page up in my 2024 journal before we've even gotten there is kind of not exactly manifesting it, but just believing that writing is going to be such a big part of my life that I need a whole spread for it in my journal. So I also have a whole spread for Dakotas. This is the ARPG that I help run. Also related to my other YouTube channels where I post all of my art and things. Also related to the book I got published in. It is Stories of Dakota, Volume 1. Check it out, it's pretty cool. There's some great stories in there by other authors too. We have a lot of events and things throughout the year, like different events every month. So I decided I needed a whole spread just to keep track of the things I want to participate in, any goals I have within the group, kind of just a space to collect all of that stuff so I don't forget about the things I want to do. I got the idea for this also from Jashi Curran. I think she calls it her Then and Again page. I just gone for a full page for now and later. I called it Now and Later, like the candy. I don't know what most people call this, like, you know, you see how you are on January 1st and then the end of the year. Don't know what prompts I'm going to put on this yet. I might have a look at what Jashi Curran did on her Then and Again page, but that is what this is going to be for, which it's not January 1st yet, so obviously I won't have filled it out, but it'll be interesting to see how much I change over 2024. And I've got my New Joe planning spread. Over the course of 2023, I didn't really fill this out. But once it got to be November and I was really thinking about this journal, I filled up an entire spread of notes from looking through my previous journals and, you know, this spread didn't work. I want to add some some of these kinds of things, like just making notes about what my journal needed to do for me. And so I wanted to continue having that space, especially because I'm using a unfamiliar journal size this time. I want to make sure I have notes about how I feel about it. And it's like, am I going to be able to go back to a smaller journal later? Who knows? But, and then of course, because I filled up the entire spread with notes in my previous journal, I had to go to the back and use an extra page for actually planning my pages. So here I included a spread for page layouts so that that doesn't happen again. So that is everything I have for my 2024 setup so far. I am really happy with it, and I'm looking forward to actually populating the spreads. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating, and Happy New Year. And I hope that 2024 turns out to be the best year of your life so far.